insights, and I'm sure at the second part of the discussion, we'll come back discussing some of those steps, whether it's a myopic view on cost or focus on revenue for the long term and stay embedded in what you do. We'll come back to that as the next part of the discussion. I'm moving on from here. Let me, and both you and Shashank have spoken about changing consumer behavior. Things are looking very different. The customer wanted something else. The way he wants that to be served on his platter is very different than what. So digital is the way forward. And we're seeing all of that. We're seeing a lot of shift in the customer behavior as well. So let me try and bring somebody who looks at data more closely than any one of us. Navin from CRIF High Marks. Navin, you look at data more closely than any one of us because that's your bread and butter. You provide inputs to more than 5,000 odd institutions that you work with. How do we get the reads on what's going on in the customer's mind? I was reading something about Google the other day. Google had printed out the makeshift in the thought process that's happening. We're also seeing some trends emerging. So let's say automobile sales were back 50%, and whatever I've been discussing with my friends on the OEM side, July looks even better. Is that pent-up demand, or is it something that all of us should be feeling happy about, or we need to see it till the festive season? There was news articles I was reading, digital spending is back to pre-COVID levels in terms of credit card payments and all. People are lining up for loans as well. So how do you see those reads from where you are? I'm sure you have access to a lot more data than we have.
Sure. Thanks, Sandeep, for the question, and Deepak for having me on this CEO lounge. I think, like everyone said, diverse people is always good. So you started off, Sandeep. I'll come to your direct question, but you started off with a VUCA world, right? Now, all of us know VUCA typically has, volatility, uncertainty, complex, ambiguity. And I think today, like you said, we are in the worst VUCA. No one ever expected this VUCA. But I think what we as, individuals, as people who run businesses, as people who run homes, need to see the positive side, and you kind of touched upon it. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of negative data that comes into the press. You spoke about 5,000 versus 50,000. What has changed, or what we can change, is the attitude. So if you take VUCA, and I was thinking, how can I make VUCA in a positive sense? V can be vision, okay? U can be understanding, C can be clarity, and A can be agility. Okay, so you just use the VUCA in a positive manner. All of a sudden, if you have this vision, what is the learning in this tough times? What can I see that is changing? So you spoke about digital. So I'm coming to that. Digital first is a necessity now. It is not a good to have. I'll give you an example. I think we all, Deepak said, all of us are learning more skills. And at times, there were things that you otherwise would do. In the lockdown, for example, we didn't have a washing machine. Okay. So we ordered a washing machine. After the lockdown got over, it got delivered. It had to get installed. Somebody had to come and install it. To pay that guy, I needed an electrician to come. Now, no one wanted to come, and they had to buy things. So digitally, I had to send money to that individual, that person. I handheld him to download an app and start getting money through, wallets. So all of a sudden, everyone today, whoever it is in the country, Bharat or India, have to go digital. And we as organization need to realize that delivery of whatever we do has to be digital. So I think that was a big learning. The second thing you kind of touched upon is that we are never ready. That is true. And when you said that at the beginning, I was thinking, what or who is never ready? I think we always prepare for something, but we have never been hit so badly. So I wanted to give an example. I love the beach. I hope all of you do. I love swimming. I was just reading in today's paper that, you know, swimming may not be the best thing to do because it could be a runny nose, it could be saliva and stuff like that. So I don't know when I'm going to go back to the sea or to the pool. But there are these guys, you know, at the beach. They are lifesavers, right? They are lifeguards. Are they ready that somebody is going to drown? I think that is the VUCA for them. They are ever prepared that something may happen sometime, that they have experience, they have the confidence, and they have the skill to save somebody. So I think we need to learn from such examples that how are we going to handle that? So now coming to your direct question on data. So Sandeep, what data is showing, obviously, you know, I think I heard Shashank say there was zero sales in automotive because it was a complete lockdown. I think March last week, April first 2 or 3 weeks was total lockdown. I think the activities actually really fell very, very low. But the good part is Bharat and India, and we spoke about rural, there were some green zones that were yet there. So even data showed that the microfinance seemed to do well there. The green zones were bigger in the rural areas. But overall, sanctions of loans obviously went low because I don't know how many individuals as consumers were ready to go online and take loans versus how many lenders were ready to digitally give loans. So, you know, I think April, if I take in personal loans, was approximately 25 to 30% of the monthly average. So that is one number. But having said that, I do believe right now, you know, in this learning, as our business, what are we doing? So we are looking at different segments, and different segments will perform differently. So rural is one, urban is one, but unsecured and secured, you know, very, very different. How many people are ready as individuals to take a big loan, a secured loan? And we'll probably get, you know, Manish to talk more about that because, you know, housing is a big decision. But for the smaller ones, I think the lenders may be looking up over there. But also we have to keep in mind the partners that I work with are also insurers, right? Insurance, like rural, I saw insurance also come up. There was a need in insurance and completely digital insurance, so underwriting there. Also, I saw that a lot of partners were keen to understand their customers, and we were also trying to understand their needs. So collection, you know, reviewing their portfolio, who could be prioritized for an upsell, cross-sell. So we saw that. And lastly, I think what we did was work with our teams to enable this work from home digital, that at any given time, any of our partners need any kind of service, it is available.